Hey folks, a little different view. As you can see, it's raining pretty hard. The wind is blowing. It's definitely been a wind-driven, cold rain today. It's about 40 degrees, and I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be outside today unless I absolutely had to. We've had snow, we've had sleet, we've had downpours, we've had huge gusts here, and it's blowing bird nests out of the trees, and it's blowing branches down, and so it's been doing this since last night, and I don't know how much rain we have gotten, but I definitely know it's more than an inch. So, and I'm gauging that out of my pails that I have outside, not under the eaves of the house. So the wind, I've been having to retrieve the pails from under the eaves about all day. So, imagine if we ran out of food, and let's say we had a week of this type of weather. Now, if you had to depend on foraging, if you didn't have a garden, and you just had to go out in it to get whatever you could, even if it was down to the neighbors. You're going to get cold, and you're going to get wet real fast, and you can get hypothermic, and that's dangerous, right? So, on days like this, I feel bad for like the deer and stuff who are probably in the thickets, hunkered down in a semi-dry place, but they're getting wet. What do you do? What do you do? And those who think they're going to head out into the woods and live off the land and go out there and build a shelter, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to stay dry on a day like today. Now, if you made a shelter and you found bits and pieces of birch bark is waterproof, right? So you can make a stick structure and then layer the birch bark down on top of that, and maybe put some more sticks on top so the wind doesn't blow them away. And I don't know, maybe you can find some cordage and anchor things down a little bit better. I don't know, folks. I don't know. But this is a little bit of a reality for if you had to go out in this, or you had to live in this out in the woods, you'd be awful cold, you'd be awful wet, and probably hungry, right? So for those who think that Jeremiah Johnson or Rambo, you're going to get awful wet. You just are. So that's just another reason to prep, right? So I went out, me and my sister were talking about birch polypore mushrooms this morning, and it let up. It was still sprinkling a little bit, but I put my rubber boots on, and I went through my garden into the woods a little bit to grab a polypore mushroom and brought it back and sliced it up, and it's dehydrating now on my counter. But just with that, with the wind blowing and it rained just a little bit and walking through the woods, I got soaked, folks. I just got soaked, and I was cold by the time I got back. So I don't even, I wouldn't want to be out in this. I don't get why people think, unless they brought some man-made material with them, how they think they're just going to live out in the woods and on a day like today and not get cold and not get wet and look for food. It may come down to it if people aren't prepared, or if you get your food stolen or whatnot. If it was life or death, then that would be worth the gamble. But if you could prevent it now, by stocking up and protecting your food as best you can, you wouldn't have to do this. You could maybe go a week or two on what you have in the house and then forage after the weather has cleared up. I don't know, that was just on my mind today, and as you can probably tell, I've gone out just long enough to grab a couple armloads of wood and check on the birds and go look for that birch polypora mushroom. So my twin sister just started up a YouTube channel, and I will share that so you can check her out. It's a little different channel than mine, but she does a lot of hands-on as well. She takes walks through the woods, and she's got a lot of videos up on her camp page of foraging from not this season, well, maybe some this season, but a lot of them are from the previous year or two or three or four or five. So she's got a head start on her foraging on her camp page, and she has given me permission to post both those links right directly under this video. So if you'd like to go check her out, you can do that. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope if it's raining where you are, that you are warm and dry. And have a good day, folks. Thanks for stopping by.